Well, whoa, finally, huh? This is the moment. I remember when I was doing a job in Mexico and Natalie called me. She never does call me. So the phone rang and I see Natalie and I was like, oh, something happened because she calls me when there is something really happening. So I pick up the phone and she said, Dad, there's this guy at church that has asked me out. Is that okay? And my answer was, is he a good kid? And she said, I think so. I said, well, first of all, thank you for asking, Natalie. And of course, Nani, you can. And one day, talking with my wife after Natalie moved to the East Coast, so I said to my wife, you know, I have the feeling that one of these days, Brian is going to come and talk to us.
serving as witnesses. This is the promise that forsaking all others, you will lovingly hold together in marriage for the rest of your lives. These vows are not to be taken lightly, even if in your relationship you face difficult times. You can always remember that divorce is not an option, as the Bible clearly teaches us that God hates divorce. You can rest in the constant hope that Christ will be your strength and encouragement to keep you faithful to your bond, because it's when we lose sight of Him and focus only on ourselves that we lose our sense of direction and find that the strength of our marriage falters. As you make these vows before God, He calls you to be faithful to them, and He is the one who holds you accountable. Brian, do you promise to have this woman to be your wedded wife, to live with her after God's commandments in the holy covenant of marriage? Do you swear to love her, lead her, honor and cherish her, as long as you both shall live? If you agree, please say, I do.
I do.
And Nathalie, do you promise to have this man to be your wedded husband, to live with him after God's commandments in the holy covenant of marriage? Do you swear to love him, cherish and follow him, so long as you both shall live? If you agree, please say, I do.
I do.
Brian, if you would repeat after me. I, Brian Jin,
I, Brian Jin,
take you, Nathalie,
take you, Nathalie,
to be my wedded wife,
to be my wedded wife.
and I do promise and covenant
And I do promise and covenant
before God and these witnesses
before God and these witnesses
to be your loving and faithful husband,
to be your loving and faithful husband,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
in plenty and in want,
in plenty and in want,
in joy and in sorrow,
in joy and in sorrow,
as long as we both shall live.
as long as we both shall live.
All this to the glory of God.
All this to the glory of God.
And Nathalie, if you would repeat after me. I, Nathalie Paukar,
I, Nathalie Paukar,
take you, Brian,
take you, Brian,
to be my wedded husband,
to be my wedded husband.
and I do promise and covenant
I do promise and covenant
before God and these witnesses
before God and these witnesses
to be your loving and faithful wife,
to be your loving and faithful wife,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
in plenty and in want,
in plenty and in want,
in joy and in sorrow,
in joy and in sorrow,
as long as we both shall live.
as long as we both shall live.
All this to the glory of God.
All this to the glory of God.
Well, Brian and Nathalie, by the virtue of the authority committed to me as a minister of the gospel of Jesus Christ, it is my joy and privilege to pronounce you husband and wife, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. What God has joined together, let no man separate. Well, Brian, the time has come. Brian, it's time to kiss your bride, and we want to make sure that it is a Han and Leia kind of kiss, and definitely not like a Luke and Leia kind of kiss. And so, Brian, I'm very pleased to tell you, you may now kiss your bride. That was a Han and Leia kiss. Well, Brian and Nathalie, if you would turn and face everyone. Smile really big for all the cameras. And now to family and friends, it is my joy and privilege to be the first to present to you Mr. and Mrs. Brian and Nathalie Jin.
You know, Nathalie is such a kind person and selfless person, and very quiet, but not because she doesn't have anything to say, but because she holds her tongue and is very thoughtful, and she's the kind of person I wish I could strive to be. I'm just really happy for you, Nathalie, and just seeing you today, just with somebody who makes you happy. Brian, I really hope you deserve her. She's amazing in every way. And I know you're going to be an excellent wife.